It began as a whisper passed down from my father, who had already endured the loss of so many friends and confidants over the years. The most intimate trials of the royal household have long remained hidden behind palace walls. Yet now, for the first time, Princess Anne has chosen to reveal the true reasons for Prince Philip's separation from the Queen. Contrary to the romantic tale that has been widely accepted, the reality is far more complex, and this disclosure has sent ripples through the monarchy. In this account, we explore one of the royal family's most closely guarded secrets, where two very different worlds collided. Prince Philip entered the world on the 10th of June, 1921, as the sole son and fifth child of Prince of Greece and Denmark and Princess Alice of. His father belonged to the Greek royal line as the fourth son of King George I and Queen, while his mother hailed from British and German nobility, being the eldest daughter of the first Marquis of Milford Haven and his wife, Victoria. Thus, by birth Philip was simultaneously a prince of Greece and Denmark. Despite this noble pedigree, his childhood was marred by upheaval. Political turmoil and personal adversity forced his family into exile, ultimately settling in the quiet Paris suburb of St. Cloud, in a residence provided by his aunt, Princess George of Greece and Denmark. Life in exile proved challenging, but Philip adapted. He attended the Elms, an American-run school in Paris, where he earned a reputation for intelligence and courtesy. By 1930, Philip's life shifted again. At the age of 9, he relocated to England and lived with his maternal grandmother at Kensington Palace. He also spent time at Manor in Berkshire with his uncle, Lord Louis. There he enrolled at school, a distinguished institution, yet stability remained elusive. His 4 elder sisters married German princes and moved abroad. His mother was institutionalized after a diagnosis of schizophrenia, and his father drifted away to Monte Carlo. Left largely to fend for himself, Philip found solace in study and self-reliance. In 1933, he attended Schloss Salem in Germany, a progressive boarding school founded by the educational reformer. When the Nazi Party's influence grew, an outspoken opponent fled the country. Philip followed him to Scotland, enrolling at school, which had established. Their emphasis on discipline, outdoor pursuits, and resilience helped Philip to forge the strength of character that would later define him. Although born in Greece, Philip never spoke fluent Greek. His transient infancy there had him the chance. Over time, he embraced his Danish heritage and fully integrated into British life. His early years of displacement and hardship, though lonely, instilled in him a steely independence that prepared him for his future role at the heart of Britain's monarchy. It was around this time, in 1934, that Philip first encountered Princess Elizabeth. They were introduced at the wedding of his cousin, Princess Marina of Greece, to Elizabeth's uncle, the Duke of Kent. Elizabeth was still a child then, and their acquaintance was brief. Their true connection blossomed 5 years later in 1939, when Elizabeth, aged 13, visited the Royal Naval College where Philip was a cadet. He impressed all with his vim, candor, and quick wit. Elizabeth, quieter and contemplative by nature, found in him both excitement and sincerity. Their youthful friendship soon matured into a courtship maintained by letters throughout the war years. Yet concerns surfaced among royal advisors. Philip was foreign-born, without private wealth, and his sister's marriages to German nobles linked him, however tenuously, to families aligned with the Third Reich. In the aftermath of global conflict, such ties gave some pause, even within the royal household. Yet Elizabeth remained resolute. In 1946 he proposed, she accepted. They agreed to keep the engagement under wraps until her 21st birthday. When their betrothal was announced in 1947, it captivated a nation yearning for hope after years of hardship. On the 20th of November, 1947, in a ceremony at Westminster Abbey broadcast on television for the first time, they were wed. Philip renounced his Greek and Danish princely titles, adopted the surname, and was created Duke of Edinburgh. By his bride's side, he embarked on a life bound by duty and tradition. The years following their marriage ushered Philip into an existence defined by royal conventions that Elizabeth had known since birth, but were entirely new to him. England's future queen was groomed for sovereignty, while Philip had to learn the intricacies of court life on the fly. From 1949 to 1951, they were posted to Malta, where Philip served with the Royal Navy. For the first time, the couple experienced a semblance of normalcy: no public duties, no prying crowds, just time together as husband and wife. That interlude ended abruptly in 1952 upon the untimely death of King George VI. Elizabeth, at only 25, ascended the throne, and the mantle of monarchy transformed their lives overnight. A debate soon arose over the royal family's surname under her reign. Tradition dictated that wives adopt their husband's name, and proposals ranged from House of to House of Edinburgh. Both were overruled by royal decree on the council of Queen Mary and Prime Minister Churchill, who affirmed the continuance of the House of Windsor. Philip felt sidelined by this decision, forbidden even to pass his own name to his children. In 1960, however, an order in council established that their male-line descendants, not bearing royal titles, would use the surname Windsor, an understated but significant nod to Philip's lineage. Simultaneously, Parliament legislated that, should the Queen die while their son Charles was still underage, Philip would serve as regent. Despite the inevitable strains, Elizabeth and Philip presented a united front. He supported her at state ceremonies, spearheaded projects like the Coronation Commission in 1953, and accompanied her on a 6-month Commonwealth tour. In 1990, he drew an annuity of £359,000 annually to fund his royal duties, an allowance devoted entirely to official engagements. Throughout the 1950s, hushed rumors circulated of an affair between Philip and the renowned Soviet ballerina. Admired for her stage presence and grace, his name carried intrigue. No concrete evidence ever surfaced, yet the insinuations fueled public curiosity and strained the palace's private atmosphere. Insiders whispered that government officials may have intervened to suppress any scandal, wary of the diplomatic ramifications amid Cold War tensions. The Queen, steadfast and composed, never publicly addressed the gossip, choosing instead to carry on with dignified silence. Philip likewise offered no rebuttal, which only deepened the mystery. Some observers dismissed the story as mere invention, while others saw it as a symptom of Philip's restless spirit yearning for life beyond ceremonial constraints. Their son, always a staunch defender, lauded his father's honor and dedication. Despite the swirling doubts, the couple weathered the storm, prioritizing duty over personal discomfort and forging a partnership shaped by resilience more than romantic idealism. By 2017, at the age of 96, Prince Philip formally retired from public duties. His decades of unwavering support for the Queen had taken a toll, and he opted for a quieter existence at Wood Farm, a modest cottage on the estate. Surrounded by woodland and open fields, he relished painting, reading, and country walks, pursuits far removed from palace protocol and round-the-clock security. Though official statements emphasized mutual agreement, palace insiders hinted that the rigors of life at palace had grown burdensome. Princess Anne later affirmed that both parents accepted the arrangement warmly, the Queen to remain at palace, Philip to pursue retirement in the tranquility of Norfolk. The decision reflected decades of compromise and underscored their deep respect for one another's needs. When the global pandemic struck in early 2020, the Queen and Prince Philip reunited under the same roof at Windsor Castle. After years spent in separate residences, they found solace together in isolation. Away from staff and visitors, they shared quiet meals, lengthy conversations, and moments of comfortable silence. Their children observed a renewed closeness, a rekindling of the bond that had always underpinned their long marriage. As Philip's health declined, his wit and steadfast presence continued to comfort the Queen. Though they never revisited past choices or broached old disagreements, their day-to-day companionship spoke volumes. Love, they demonstrated, need not always be demonstrative to be enduring. Passing away at the age of 99, Prince Philip closed the final chapter of a life defined by duty, loyalty, and service. His 73-year marriage to the Queen bore the hallmark of steadfast partnership rather than flawless romance. Their union weathered wars, rumors, and the ever-watchful eye of the public. Prince recalled his father's calm acceptance of the end, as Philip urged gratitude over mourning. Princess Anne treasured their last conversation, in which he shared how he wished to be remembered, not with sorrow, but with appreciation for a life well lived. Their story stands not merely as a royal saga, but as a testament to human perseverance. Through decades of change, apart as much as together, Elizabeth and Philip, quiet devotion, balancing personal trials against a shared commitment to crown and country. Their final years, spent reunited at Windsor, offered a poignant reminder that even under the greatest pressures, love can endure in silence, trust, and unwavering companionship.